My name's Sam Board. I co-founded Built Body Transformations, an online fitness coaching company which we scale to over $100,000 per month. And today I'm going to be helping you build out your avatar. So in this video, I'm going to run you through what an avatar actually is, why it matters, how to decide what your avatar actually is, and then we're going to build the thing. So let's rip through this one. So what is an avatar? So I'm going to read this one from the screen just so we can get the definitions correct. An avatar is a person your business exists for. Not everyone with a wallet. The person. It's not who could buy from you, it's who buys the fastest, pays the most, stays the longest, and complains the least. If you can describe that person, that is your avatar. Now, when you know your avatar, writing content is going to become easy. You're just talking to one person. But if you don't know your avatar, your messaging is going to be vanilla. You're going to try and attract everybody, and because of that, you're going to attract nobody. Before we move on, I'm keen to hear, guys, drop in the comments below, do you know your avatar? I want to hear at a bare minimum, I help X, do Y. If you have that, that's a good start, but I'm going to go a few layers deeper with you today in this video. So why does the avatar actually matter? So firstly, if you try and target everybody, you target nobody. If I put out generic fitness content, I'm going to pull in people from all walks of life. I'm going to get Susans in their 50s, I'm going to get Alexes in their 20s, I get a mixture of all of these different people, and everything becomes difficult, okay? Nothing sounds specific to them. So for example, you guys are obviously online coaches, you may look at business mentors at times. If you saw somebody who was just a general business mentor, that might pique your interest. You'd be like, okay, he knows business, he's a general mentor. If you compare that to business mentor for online coaches, you're going to see that person, you'll be like, okay, he's probably more likely in a position to be able to help me with the problems that I have. He's going to have dealt with the stuff that I am dealing with and probably in a better position to help me. Now, if you are currently in the realm of, for example, $10,000 to $30,000 per month and you want to get to $50,000 per month, if we were comparing a business coach to a business coach for online coaches who specifically helps coaches between 10 and 30K months get to 50 to 100K months, you're going to see that and you'll be like, that is my guy. You're going to go through their funnel, you're going to see all of their stuff, transformation can be like you, all the people talking about the same problems that you're dealing with, and because of that, you're going to value it more and you're more likely to pay a higher fee for the more specific person, and it's the same in your program. Another example of why this is important was in the early days when we were kind of targeting everyone. We're having Susans come through in their 50s, we're getting Alexes come through in their 20s, we're getting skinny guys wanting to build muscle, we're getting fat guys wanting to lose body fat, all of these different people. Our DM setters then have to book these people for calls. They're not having one specific conversation with one specific avatar. They're having 10 different conversations. Everyone's got different pain points. Everyone's got different struggles, so they can't get good at one thing. So the booking rate is going to be less. Now, for the people who do book in for calls, we're going to send them videos before the call. We're going to send them testimonials. We're going to send them emails to warm them up for the call, to get them to show for the call. But they're all different people. Okay, if I send Alex, who's in his 20s, who's skinny, who wants to bulk up, a video of a 50-year-old woman losing weight, he's going to see that and he's like, this program is not for me, I'm going to back out. Or if I was to send Susan videos of, Alex in his 20s bulking up, she can be like, this is not for me, I'm on the menopause, I need to see other 50-year-old women who are going through the menopause. These people are not going to understand me, I'm going to pull out. So what we had to do was, as soon as somebody books, they were sent different emails with different testimonials. A 30-minute pre-call video we would send to everyone. Had to make different ones for each avatar and make sure that each of them get those different videos, so that when they show up to the call, they feel like they're in the right place. Now, when they show up to the call, the sales rep needs to deal with that. Again, similar to the DM setter, they need to know the pain points, the frustrations, all of these different things for so many different avatars, whereas if they can just have one avatar, they're having the same conversation over and over and over again, they can get better. So because we're not niche down, the close rate is lower. We're not bringing as many people through to the program. Now, for the people that we do close, we need to deliver the stuff, and we can't templatize the solutions. If you've got Susan, who's in her 50s, who wants some F45 workouts, and then Alex, who's a bodybuilder, who's 21 years old and wants to bulk up, their workout's going to look very different. We can't templatize solutions. It's more work on the back end. We're dealing with all of these different things. So every step through your whole business becomes more painful when you try and target everyone. So it seems like it's the right thing to do because you don't want to turn down money, and I get that. And in the early days, we need to bring more people through. But the more friction you can put in place to kind of push down towards this one avatar, the better it's going to be. Keen to hear in the comments as well, guys. Let me know below. How is this different to how you're doing things right now? Do you have one specific avatar, or are you trying to bring everyone in, and do you have the same problems that we were dealing with? Let me know below. But that is why the avatar matters. Next, we're going to run through the halo strategy. So what we want to do is we want to find your dream avatar, that perfect person, that we want to put a halo on their head. Okay, that's the dream buyer, so we can know their pains, their dreams, their hopes, their fears, and we want to fully understand that person. So everything for our whole funnel is pushing towards that person. Okay, I've made this super simple for you so that we can do it very quickly at the click of a few buttons, and your clients have already given you all of the stuff. Okay, so if you have a clientele at the moment, we've already got all of the stuff from them. I'm going to teach you how to pull it and build out your first avatar sheet. I'm also going to give you the worksheets for it as well. It's going to be super easy. So the first step that we're going to do is finding out who that dream avatar is. So what I'm going to use is what we call the Pareto's principle. If you're familiar with this, it pretty much just states that in most systems, roughly 80% of the results come from 20% of the inputs. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. In most systems, 80% of the results come from 20% of the inputs. This means in your business, around 80% of the revenue probably comes from around 20% of your clientele. When you're posting content, about 80% of your followers comes from about 20% of the content. You can have a few bangers which pulls everything in. It's the same, the 80-20 rule. Now we're going to apply that twice. Okay, so we're going to find the top 20% of customers in your business, and then we're going to do the 80-20 on that. Okay, so on those 20%, we're going to do the 80-20 again, and we're going to find the 20% of that 20%. So we're going to get the top 4% of your customers, which are going to give you like 90% of your money, and then we're going to go hard on them. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to pull up a list of all of your clients. We're going to put them with their client name, with the revenue that they've paid you next to it, and then we're going to put them in order for the most amount of money people have given you. If you've got a payment processor like Stripe or Nui or whatever you guys use, you're going to pull that up. You should be able to pull that data nice and easily. And again, we're going to run through all of this with the worksheet in a minute. Now, once we've got that top 4% of your clientele, we're also, for bonus points, going to just put a couple of columns next to it. Did you enjoy working with this person, and did this person actually get a result? Okay, because if the people who paid you the most amount of money, if they're a pain in the ass and you're like, I don't want more of this person, then we don't want those people being included in the 80-20 rule. Okay, so you're just going to put a nice Y or an N next to those people in the columns. And then once we've got those lists, we've got your top 4% of clientele, we're going to gather all of the assets on them. So in our business, we've had around 2,000 clients come through, so I'd go 2,000 times 0.04. So I want my top 80 clients. Okay, and those are going to be the people that I do this on. I could even bring this down further. If you have like 100 clients, you want to find like your top 4. If you have 200 clients, it can be like your top 8. Just go back through your client list. We're going to put them all in order with revenue, and we're going to get them in order. Once you've got that, like I said, for that list of people, we're going to gather all of the assets. But what we want is their words and not yours. Okay? What you said means nothing. What they said is absolute gold. We want the pain points, we want the fears, we want the hopes, the dreams, the beliefs, all the little phrases that they use. So what you're going to do is for each of those clients, we're going to hunt down the conversation that you've had with them. Now, the highest leverage ones that you're going to have, if hopefully you've got these, is going to be your initial sales call with that person. Okay, so if you jumped on the phone and had a long chat with that person, I want the transcript of that. If you've got a testimonial from that person on the back end, I want the transcript of that. If you can't get those, then you're going to go through your messages with them, maybe transcribe some of the voice notes of them saying nice things or talking about their problems. We can do screenshots of the actual messages and stuff that you've had with them as well, where we're going to pull all those things up. The initial DM conversation that you had when you were selling them, any of these things, we're going to gather them. And we're going to spit this into the AI in a minute that I'm going to teach you guys how to do. And then this is going to help you build the sheet. So we're going to rip through that now. Before we do, guys, again, in the comments, keen to hear which of those assets do you actually have on your hands today? Do you have sales calls? Do you have testimonials? Do you have DMs? Ideally, like if you just have sales calls and testimonials, that should be enough. And that's kind of what I do it with. If not, you're going to have to go a little bit more granular. You're going to have to dive into the DMs, transcribe voice notes and all things like that. But let me know in the comments what you've actually got. Sweet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the worksheet and we're going to run through this together. I should be recording the screen, so you should actually have this one. So this is the worksheet here, Client Avatar Builder. So how this works, we're going to fill out one table below, then we're going to paste the whole document into Claude. Claude will interview you. It will ask for your client materials one at a time. It will tell you when it needs more, and it will build your avatar document when it has enough. You don't organize anything, just answer and paste what it asks for. So step one, we're going to put the list in there. So clients in order, total revenue, got a great result, love working with them, yes or no. We're going to paste the whole document into Claude like we said, so everything below is the prompt. We don't want to change it. So we literally put this document into Claude, and then it's just going to keep asking you questions. So we're going to run through this one now. You're going to attach this worksheet, and again, I've put this worksheet down in the description for you guys, so go ahead and download it. So you're going to upload the worksheet into Claude, and you can just say something like, help me fill this out. It's now going to come back and it's going to start asking for these assets, and then you can start sending these assets. Sweet. So now it says fresh start then, phase one, pick the power client. So your step one's blank. So I need it first. Give me your clients from the last 12 months, highest total revenue first. And for each one, mark whether they got great results, yes or no. Whether you enjoy working with them, yes or no. Pasted export is fine. I'll sort it, first names only. So it's just asking me the questions so we can actually do it itself. I'm going to grab the list of people. Sweet. So I've gone and got a list of mine. Now, for the purpose of this video, I've changed their names, but this is the top 10 amount of people who have paid me money in the business with their revenue next to them. But I've changed their name, full transparency, because I do not want to share my client data. So I'm going to spit that out, and now it's going to come back and ask me the next question. Sweet, it says, got the revenue order. I need to know whether they got a great result and if you like working with them. All of them got great results, and I enjoyed working with all of them. So now it's starting to ask for sales call transcripts or recording. So this is where for me, we've recorded all of our initial sales calls and we've recorded all of testimonials. So I can just go and grab the transcripts from those and I can throw it into this. Now, yesterday I actually already did this, so I'm just going to show you what I've done rather than just going and grabbing those. If you use Fathom, if you use Zoom, if you use whatever you use, go there and grab those transcripts. Remember, if you don't have those, the AI should keep asking you for more stuff. You might have DM scripts, you might have voice notes, whatever it might be. Okay, so the BBT client avatar. So built from Cole, Davey, Troy, Rob, XYZ. So the one thing to get right, the deepest driver is not the physique, it's self-respect through proof. Every one of these men has been training or trying for years, and the gap between the effort and the result has become a quiet insult they carry around. They're not lazy and they know it, which makes the missing result worse. Cole, I just want to prove that I can do it. Davey, this is one thing I can control if I want to. Troy, it would make me proud of myself and feel like I could do more. Rob, I can't respect myself looking like this. The surface goals vary widely across these clients. Do not define this avatar by any single goal, like get abs or lose 20 kilos. Define him by the driver, a capable, hardworking man who wants to finally close the gap between effort and results and prove to himself that he can. In one line, who's my avatar, so it's going to tell you this as well, a working man in his 30s to 40s who's trained for years with the physique to show for it, and who's hit a life moment that makes later feel like never. The goal varies. We've got different goals for these guys. So for Cole, my summer body needs to be ready if I had abs and a rounded chest. Davey, I've always wanted to see what I'd look like below 10%. Troy, I've always been a fit looking, kind of skinny fat person my whole life. Rob, I don't want to live like that. I want to live it actively and enjoy it. All of this is gold. All of these little words, these little sound bites are going to be the things you use in your video sales letter, in your content, in your ads, in your emails. You can literally take this document with anything that you're doing. You will feed it to Claude before, and then you would say, rewrite my video sales letter or give me the structure or whatever it might be, but make sure it's speaking specifically to this avatar. Now, when you do your content, when you put this stuff together, these people are going to feel like you're in their head because you were using the exact words that they use. Okay, other things, like for my avatar, it's big on like the dad identity. It's about being seen differently by others, structure and certainty instead of guesswork. The trigger of what actually is causing it. So whenever I'm talking about the trigger, it's going to pull these things out. Failed attempts, we've got the hesitation, we've got their voice, we've got their phrases. Lock in, rock and roll, let's do it. The misses, man, mate, bro, sick, mint, get after it. Enough was enough, trust the process. I'll be honest with you, no regrets, only that I didn't do it sooner. Their tone, dry, self-depreciating, straight shooting. They insult their own bodies before you can. Mooby, chicken fillets for legs. I don't have tits anymore. They respect being told straight and say so. Okay, this is huge for my business. Now I know exactly who we're talking to and I can make sure all of my stuff actually aligns with this. You get the point, guys. It's important to niche down. It's important to have your avatar. Download that worksheet below. Follow the prompts for Claude. Get this done. And I'll catch you in the next video.